Hello everyone, and welcome to our Premier League review show on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie, and I'm your host for this evening. Oh, what a great match week this could prove to be for Liverpool Football Club, as they appear to have one hand on the Premier League trophy. Um, Arsenal dropped points and suffered a 1-0 defeat from the Hammers. Chelsea lost to Villa, and Forest were narrowly beaten by Newcastle, which ended 4-3. So a lot to discuss in the show today. So we'll begin with the first game, and that is the game of the week by no stretch of the imagination, and that was the game at the Etihad. And this was a tactical masterclass from Arne Slot. Liverpool didn't go toe to toe with Man City, and to be honest, it wasn't that sort of game or occasion. Liverpool had a task to get 3 points on the board at a stadium where we haven't won in the Premier League for the last 10 years. But as you know, records are there to be broken, and that's exactly how it panned out. The opening goal was a pleasant surprise as Liverpool scored from a corner kick, run from the training ground as McAllister hits a low cross towards the Bosley, who flicks it to Mohamed Salah into the middle of the box, and he smashes it to make it 1-0. The second goal, great pass from Trent Alexander-Arnold, who, let's be honest, had a torrid time against Doku all game, but played his part for this goal. He finds Salah on the right channel. He nudges Govardio, gets inside and squares it to Szoboszlai, who controls it and scores with a left-footed strike. A great afternoon for both players, who registered a goal and an assist for each other. Salah scores his 25th goal of the Premier League season. So let me make that clear. 26 games, 25 goals, and on top of that, he's got 16 assists in the league. And even on top of that, in all competitions, he's got 50 goals to assist ratio. So let me break that down for everyone. This season, he has scored 30 goals and 20 assists in all comps. And we're still in February with a few months of the season still remaining. Now, what we're witnessing is quite simply
Sensational.
what more does he need to do in order to be for a shout of winning the Ballon d'Or? I really don't know, because he's surpassing what anyone is producing in world football right now. I've heard some real nonsense in the last 24 hours with regards to him not being nominated because of him playing in AFCON, and people are regarding AFCON as a tournament that is not a major tournament, which for me is incorrect. Just because we don't get thorough coverage in the UK like we do for the Euros, it doesn't mean it's not a major competition. So that's quite a disrespectful thing to say. And some other clown has been saying that he's not gracious on the ball and doesn't warm his heart like Thierry Henry and Hazard used to do. Firstly, bit of an unpopular opinion. I think Hazard's probably one of the most overrated players of all time. Yep, I said it. He's not in the same league as Mohamed Salah, who for me is level above him in every area. Some people delve into nostalgia a bit too much for me. You can't tell me that Salah has never been an exciting player to watch over the years. Go onto YouTube and watch a compilation from his days in Egypt, FC Basel, Fiorentina, Roma, and early local days. He might not be as dynamic as he used to be, but let's be honest, age catches up with everyone. The only difference is that he's formed a different weaponry into his armor, and now he's hurting teams with clinical finishing and playmaking ability. So for me, people should be putting some respect on Salah's name, because I'm sick and tired of the agenda now. It's getting a bit boring. Just because he's Egyptian and has Arab heritage and is Muslim doesn't mean you can just deny a player of his talent to win the most prestigious individual award. Now, if he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or this year, for me, I'll be honest, if FIFA are outright racist and Islamophobic, you might think, that's a bit of an overreaction or you disagree with my point there. But I can't see any other reason as to why he's never been in contention to win the Ballon d'Or in previous years. It's not like he's a one-year wonder. He's been playing at this high level for nearly a decade now. But look, let's move on and talk about the league, which Mohamed Salah is solely focusing on as well. Do I think the title is done? Of course, it isn't mathematically, but I think Liverpool have the psychological edge and right now pretty much have one hand on the title, 11 points clear from Arsenal, who, let's be honest, aren't in best of form or best in shape when it comes to their squad. So it'd be a very steep task for Arsenal to surpass a team like Liverpool who are winning games without playing their best football. So I can happily say it looks like the title could be heading to Anfield. On to the next fixture. Arsenal versus West Ham. Jared Bowen isn't only making cameos in EastEnders, he's also ended Arsenal's title hopes as they beat the Gunners 1-0. The winning goal, what a move it was from West Ham. Wan-Bissaka was spreading his wings on the right flank, doing double stepovers on Calafiori before hitting a cross into the 6-yard box where Jared Bowen applies a diving header from close range to hit the back of the net. Then it got bad to worse as Lewis Skelly picks up his second red card of the season on his foul on Kudus to deny him a goal scoring opportunity. Arsenal tried to apply some sort of pressure on West Ham defense, but couldn't really create any clear cut chances or trouble the keeper in any shape or form. And that pretty much ends the game there. Points dropped when people were suggesting that Liverpool are bossing the league after drawing against Aston Villa last week. So some fans need to have a bit of a wobble to their heads because that's a ridiculous statement to say. But everyone makes mistakes. In regards to the title race, of course, mathematically it's not concluded. But as I mentioned earlier on, injuries to Arsenal's attacking players could play a role in terms of them not really cementing a real challenge to Liverpool. Uh, in fact, they probably need to be close to perfect in order to have any chance of challenging Liverpool for the title. And I don't think they have in their locker to do that. So, if you disagree, feel free to drop a comment and let me know your thoughts. On to the next game. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. With Villa being winless in the last few weeks, they finally managed to get 3 points on the board, but it wasn't easy as they had to produce a comeback to be victorious. Chelsea opened the scoreline with Neto producing a great run on the right hand side and then cutting back a pass into the 6-yard box, with Enzo Fernandez scoring the easiest goal he'll ever score in his career to give Chelsea the lead. Villa respond in the second half as Asensio scores a tap in from Rashford's pass to make it 1-1. And it was the same duo again as Rashford crosses it to Asensio, who hits a half volley on target, but somehow the ball rolls underneath Jorgensen, the Chelsea goalkeeper. Calamity moment there, and one that he will want to forget as it was a huge mistake, and in the end has cost the team 3 points, or at least a point in that moment. So both teams remain in 7th and 8th place, respectively, in the league. On to the next fixture. Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest. What a game this ended up being with Newcastle winning 4-3. So let's go through the goals in this 7-goal thriller. Hudson-Odoi opens the scoreline with a smart finish from the outside of the box. Miley equalizes with a great left-footed finish. Jacob Murphy just about makes it 2-1 as the ball hits his thigh and ends up rolling into the goal. Newcastle were awarded a penalty after Ola Aina handballs it. Isak steps up, hits the ball very centrally, and somehow, despite the goalkeeper getting some sort of hand to or making a save, still finds its way behind the goal line and it ends up being 3-1. Isak then scores his second goal with a left-footed finish. Milinkovic scores with a flick from a corner kick to make it 4-2. And Yates scores from close range to make it 4-3. But at that stage, it was too little too late. Newcastle still all 3 points and are on equal points with Man City in the table. Next fixture, Everton versus Manchester United. It looked like United were heading for another embarrassing defeat, but somehow managed to secure a point in the end. Everton took the lead with a volley from Beto, who's been in great goal scoring form in recent weeks. He's really stepped up to the plate in Calvert-Lewin's absence. Decore then makes it 2-0 after Onana makes an error with his save, and the midfielder leaps in the air and knocks the ball into the back of the net. But there was some hope as Bruno Fernandes scored a great free kick to make it 2-1. United then equalise through another set piece. This time Fernandes hits a cross into the box, and Ugarte finds himself hitting a left-footed volley that swerves right into the corner. United almost conceded a penalty very late in the game as Ashley Young was fouled by Maguire by VAR. Denied Everton a penalty as they thought Ashley Young dived, which is probably the story of his career. United remain in 15th place with 30 points to their tally. Now, in other games, Spurs are picking up some form as they've won 3 back-to-back games in the league now. So let's discuss the key moments of this game. Brennan Johnson scores a tap-in to open the scoreline. Great work from Heung-min Son on the left wing. Same combo again for the second goal as Brennan Johnson hits the back of the net to make it 2-0. Hutchinson grabs a goal for Ipswich Town with a great left-footed finish right in the corner. Spence finds himself in an advanced position and scores from inside the box to make it 3-1. And Kulusevski completes the game with a great run and finish from the right wing to make it 4-1 and help his team secure all 3 points. Spurs are now 12th in the league with 33 points. On to the next fixture. Leicester versus Brentford. The Foxes aren't getting any luck as they were destroyed by Brentford, which ended 4-0. Wissa opens the scoreline for the Bees with a close range flick over the goalkeeper. And Burmo then makes it 2-0 with a lethal finish from the right wing. And Burmo then becomes provider as Norgard scores a header from a free kick. And former Liverpool player Fabio Carvalho completes the set and scores the 4th goal of the game. Great win for Brentford, who are in 11th place now with 37 points. Next fixture, Southampton versus Brighton. Brighton absolutely demolished Southampton 4-0 at St. Mary's Stadium. So let's go through the goals. João Pedro opens the scoreline with an exquisite dink over the keeper. Ruta makes it 2-0 with a close range finish. Nice pass with the outside of his foot from Minte. Mitoma tries to replicate João Pedro's earlier finish with a dink shot himself to make it 3-0. And then Hinshelwood caps a great afternoon for the Seagulls with a headed finish to make it 4-0. Next fixture, Bournemouth versus Wolves. A huge win for Wolves as they beat Bournemouth at the fortress they call the Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth were down to 10 men after Zavani picked up a red card for his foul on Aït-Nouri. And you know who got the match winner? It's their talisman, Cunha, who scored from close range to get the crucial and most important 3 points there. This is a huge win for Wolves, who are now adding a bit of distance to that relegation zone. They're currently on 22 points, so 5 points gap. So a few more wins, and they'll be way above that area. And the final fixture of the Matchweek 26 is Fulham versus Crystal Palace. The Eagles managed to secure their 5th straight away win against Fulham, which is a fantastic stat for the Eagles there. Unfortunately for the former Palace defender, Anderson ends up scoring an own goal to give the opponents the lead. Then in the second half, Munoz is around the 6-yard box and smashes a shot from a tight angle to hit the roof of the net to claim 3 points for the Eagles. So a great win for Crystal Palace. And that is the end of our Match Week 26 review. So what we'll do now, it's been a while because we've had longer match weeks than normal, but we do have an FPL Manager of the Week. And that goes to Jason Ndifang, and his team is called Big Shack FC, and he managed to attain 110 points in this match, which is a very, very big tally. So well to Jason on your score there. In terms of my performance, I got 76 points. So I didn't really do too bad, and I've moved up to 46 in the table. So bit of an up and down performance on my side. I climb up, then I drop a few steps down. So gotta keep going, as they say. But in terms of the top 10, what we can do now is we can have a look at the table because it's been a while since we have as a collective and see if there's been any changes up top if we've got a new leader on board. So let's go on and have a look at our table now. So let's make the screen bigger for you guys. At top spot, it's Jordan Smith. He remains in number one position there. You've got Chris Barnett in number two position, and then you've got Taylor Aziz moving up to third. Ellie Clark dropping to fourth. Jake Harrison moving up to fifth. Handy Abda dropping to sixth. River Mahan remaining in seventh place. Melissa Morris moving up to eighth. Vaughan Clark moving up to ninth, and Anas Patla Abubakar moving up to 10th place. So be up to the top 10 there, making some real strides and some big scores as well. You can see Anas got 104. So yeah, interesting match week nonetheless. Now, before we close the show, we will review the fixtures of the match week 27, and then we can go through the comments and close the show. So let's start with the opening fixture that will be taking place tomorrow. It's very interesting. We've got a lot of fixtures this week, pretty much a midweek fixture list now. So, firstly, make sure you update your FPL team today because I need to do. I've got like 5 transfers, so I've not done anything with my team. So let's start with the first one: Brighton against Bournemouth. So Brighton, of course, just beating Southampton 4-0. Bournemouth losing to Wolves, so they want to bounce back. I'm going to go for a home win, and I think the Seagulls will win 2-1 for that fixture. Palace versus Aston Villa. Palace have a great away form, but not the best at home. But I think they might nick the win. I'm going for a 1-0 result for the Eagles. Wolves versus Fulham. Tricky one. I'm going to go for an away win. I'm going to go for Fulham to win 2-1. Chelsea versus Southampton. I'm expecting a lot of goals in this fixture, unfortunately, for Southampton. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win for Chelsea. Brentford versus Everton. This match will be played from Wednesday. Brentford just won 4-0 over the weekend as well. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for the Bees. Manchester United versus Ipswich Town. Yeah, Manchester United have been not in the best of forms, to say politely. I think this will end in a draw. I think this will end in a 1-1 result. Forest versus Arsenal, big game there. Second versus third. I'm gonna go for a surprise. I'm gonna go for a Forest win. I think they'll win 1-0. I think the morale must be proper down there in terms of the Arsenal dressing room. So I think that might be affected in this fixture. So I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win for Forest. And Spurs versus Man City. Spurs have picked up some good form in recent weeks. 3 wins on the bounce. Man City, of course, got knocked out in the Champions League against Real Madrid last week, and also lost to Liverpool over the weekend. I'm going to edge it for Spurs. Spurs, especially at home, are normally really strong against Man City. They don't have a great record there, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for Spurs. Liverpool versus Newcastle is not going to be an easy fixture, this one. We drew against them not so long ago, which felt like a loss, if I'm being honest, because it involved a goalkeeping error from Kelleher that gave them the point in the end. I'm going to go for a win for this fixture, and I'm going to predict it to be a 2-0 victory for Liverpool. I think we're going to keep the clean sheet, hopefully, and keep the momentum going forward. And the last fixture on Thursday night is between West Ham and Leicester, and I'm expecting the Hammers to win. So it's going to be a 3-1 win for the Hammers. So that's my prediction there. So that is my predictions for match week 27. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know what your predictions are for this new match week that starts pretty much today. In the UK, we're past midnight now, so yeah, it will be happening later on this evening. So let's go through some of the comments and then we can close the show. There you go. Let's start here. So Abdul always says, hi, Ozzie and chat. Assalamu alaikum. How are you? Welcome, Salam Abdul. I'm doing really well. Hope you are well. It says like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man City nil, Liverpool 2. Next, Liverpool versus Newcastle. You never walk along. Yep, that is the next fixture indeed. Daz saying big up, Daz. Hope you're well. And he's also hope you're well too, Ozzie. I'm good, Daz. Hope you're doing good as well. Double D, so Double D saying LOL, probably one of my cheeky comments from earlier on. Daz is asking Double D, do you risk Darwin on Wednesday or Jota? Let's see if Double D answers that question. I think Double D answered it on my behalf. He said Darwin should be nowhere near starting Daz, and I'm gonna have to agree with Double D on that one. He's nowhere near the lineup. JK, big up. He says best bro, big up yourself, JK. Um, JK says top result that West Ham one. It was a definite surprise. I was looking through it. I didn't watch the game live, but I was looking through it on my phone on the Premier League app, and the amount of extra time it was like I think it went plus 10 minutes. So I'm thinking, oh, I really hope they don't grab a last minute winner. But thankfully, West Ham held on and got all 3 points. So yeah, very good start to the weekend. Of course, that helped. Probably set the mood for our game against Man City, and we got the win in the end, which was a great icing to our weekend there. Abdul says, "Oh, this is the EPL, sorry, fixtures for Liverpool. So it's Newcastle, Southampton, Everton, West Ham, Leicester, Nottingham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton, and Crystal Palace. We need results and keep on winning. 11 points clear. Let me just share a graphic with you guys that will present those fixtures a bit more clearly, because I think the key detail about the fixtures here is that we're playing a lot of games at home. So I think that's going to be vital. So there you go. So let me make that bigger for you guys. So in terms of our fixtures here, Newcastle at home. So that's on Wednesday. We've got Southampton at home and everything. So 3 games at home on the bounce, which puts us in a good position there. And then you've got Fulham away. Then you've got another home game against West Ham. Then you've got Leicester. Got another home fixture against Tottenham. Chelsea away. Arsenal at home. Brighton away, and Crystal Palace at home. So that's for 7 home games until the end of the season, and then you've got 3 fixtures away from home. So that's advantage Liverpool there, and that's probably why I think we've got one hand on the trophy right now. You expect us to win at home. Our away form has actually been really good as well. So uh, we haven't lost many games this season. Of course, the only defeat we have in the league is against Forest. Outside of that, we lost to PSV, which was pretty much a team that was rotated. Didn't really have huge value to our campaign. And then we lost to Plymouth, which was a completely rotated team there as well. And then we lost the first leg against Tottenham, which was pretty much a half-time fixture because it was a two-legged affair. So Liverpool have been in great form this season. We haven't really lost a lot of games, and I'm hoping we continue that from the Newcastle game in a couple of days' time. So yeah, advantage Liverpool in my eyes. Hopefully we can secure some points there and try and wrap it up before we even face Arsenal. That would be the great scenario there. Wrap up the league and then just take it easy for the last few games and have no real pressure of winning games. So yeah, let's see what happens for us there. Um, Abdul says EFL Cup, 16th of March. Yeah, that's going to be a big one as well. Looking forward to that fixture. And then we've got PSG coming up. Yeah, we've got PSG coming up soon. So looking forward to that. Of course, in terms of the other teams that were drawn, PSV are facing Arsenal. So that's probably one of the easier fixtures there as well. So yeah, we've probably got the tougher fixtures of the lot, but that's how it goes, unfortunately. JK says I got 76 points as well. So big so JK, we got the same points. Um, Question from Abdul is, what do you think of Kelleher, Davis, Yaros, Mbaya, Kwanzaa, Gomez, Simicast, McConnell, Morton, Endo, Elliott, Phillips, Ramsey, Williams, Chiesa, Nunes, Diaz, Jota, Basis, and Doc? So a lot of players there. I'd probably say if you're asking in regards to their long-term future at the club, I would like to say Gomez stays, but due to his injury, could be moved on, or he might want to pursue first in football elsewhere. I do like McConnell. McConnell could go out on loan depending on our recruitment in the summer, or he may be one of our squad players, which for me, I don't have a huge problem because I do feel like he has the quality. Uh, Endo, I'd like Endo to stick around, to be honest with you. I'd love him to have him as a squad player. Whether that's the case remains to be seen. Elliot, I'm 50-50 on because I do like the player. I rate him, but I'm not sure Arsenal does. So it could be where he might be, pushed for a move elsewhere, but we'll see. Chiesa, I still feel like he's got plenty in the tank to have an impact in our season, and I think he should be here next summer. Um, Nunes, for me, his future's pretty much done and dusted. In my opinion, he needs to be leaving this summer. Diaz, 50-50. Honestly, rumors keep circling with Barcelona. I think if he doesn't get the contract he wants, he'll walk out. So I do rate the player, I do like him, but I don't think it's sort of end of the world if he does leave. I do feel like he can be replaced. He doesn't offer a lot of goals and assists to our team, even though I do enjoy watching him because I do feel like he's a very talented player. But if he wants to move on, that's all good in my eyes. I'm sure we can find an adequate replacement. Jota, for me, I would like him to stick around, but I know a lot of fans would want him sold just due to his injury record. Basic, I don't know if will be regarded good enough to play for Liverpool, unfortunately. And Ben Doak could be sold. I think he's got a lot of value right now in terms of what he's producing for Middlesbrough in the Championship. So he could be used as, finance for other moves. But we'll never know at this stage. Dad's asking when's next guest on Ozzie. Should have something lined up soon. So I'll let you guys know once we have some guests lined up. A lot of games coming up, so we should have something in the near future. Yeah, so yeah, I'll let you guys know. And Abdul says we need left back, centre back, CDM, right wing end. Number 9, Mbemo, Murillo, Isak, Valiba, Bramford, and Kirkes. We need quality and potential world-class players. Those are some interesting names. I will be doing a transfer-related show. I think we've got a bit of a gap due to us not being part of the FA Cup. So do be on the lookout for. I'll be doing a more sort of thorough, detailed transfer shows. It might not be where I might end up doing a show per sort of department. Like I might do a goalkeepers one, a defenders one, a midfielder one, and a strikers one. So yeah, feel free to watch that one and yeah, get involved in the chat for that as well. Should be an interesting one. And Daz is saying 3-1 Reds. So yeah, he's going for 3-1 result. I'm going for a 2-0 win. So let's see what happens on Wednesday. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Abdul, Daz, Double D, and JK for your comments. Appreciate your engagement as always, guys. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. In terms of upcoming content, I will be doing a live match preview tomorrow of the fixture between Liverpool and Newcastle, and then we'll be doing a watch along on Wednesday evening, plus a match reaction. And do we have any upcoming fixtures on the weekend? Don't think we do. Let me just have a look. Because I know we've got some games coming up soon. No, so there won't be no fixtures for us to preview this weekend, but we will be previewing the PSG Liverpool game, which will be taking place next week. So yeah, lots of shows coming this week. So please make sure you hit that notification bell so you know what time I'm going live. And also feel free to follow me on social media for all the latest updates. So you can follow me at Ozzie.ftp on Instagram and Ozzie_FTP on X/Twitter. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe, and I hope to speak with you all very, very soon. Goodbye.